It's important to follow the path of spermatogenesis to the outside, starting at the testes, the epididymis, the ductus deferens, and collecting solutions at the seminal vesicle, the prostate, and the Cowper's gland. This is another view of the male sexual anatomy. This view we can see some degree of symmetry. We've got 2 testes, 2 seminal vesicles, 2 Cowper's glands. Optimum sperm production occurs a few degrees lower than body temperature. There is more external sexual hardware in the male than the female, and one reason to have the testes outside the body is to maximize sperm cell production. Development of the primary sex characteristic sees the testes descend from the pelvic cavity. Failure to properly descend will require surgery. It occurs in about 3% of the male population. The seminiferous tubules are the coiled tubes where spermatogenesis occurs. They also contain the Sertoli cells, which act to nourish the sperm cells. 250 meters of coiled tubes pack into this area the size of a walnut. Now that's engineering. The walls of the tubules are lined with spermatogonia. Following meiosis, the products are spermatocytes. Spermatid, spermatozoa, same thing. The developing spermatids lack sufficient cytoplasm to remain viable for long, so nourish themselves using the Sertoli cells. The interstitial cells are glands that secrete testosterone in the bloodstream. Cells outside of the seminiferous tubules are called the interstitial cells, glandular material that secrete the male sex hormones, including testosterone. Sperm cells mature and gain motility in the epididymides atop the testes. The epididymis is the place for sperm cells to hang out until sexual arousal corrals them into the adjoining ductus deferentia. The older term, vas deferens, is replaced in some texts by ductus deferens and is described by Alberta Education as vasa deferentia. It's a non-vascularized tube that leads from each epididymis to meet up and connect at the urethra. Semen also contains secretions from the exocrine glands, seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and Cowper's gland. Seminal vesicles secrete a mucus-like fluid that contains fructose sugar to keep the sperm cells energized. The prostate is made of smooth muscle responsible for the push during ejaculation. It also releases a mucus-like fluid that is alkaline to buffer the acidic environment of the urethra and the vagina. The Cowper's gland secretes a similar fluid. Sperm cells make up about 1% of the volume of semen. The sperm cell has a head, which is mostly a nucleus containing the genetic material, and an acrosome cap containing enzymes that will dissolve the outer layer of the egg should it come across it. A stack of mitochondria in the midsection power the flagellum so it can speed up the female reproductive apparatus at a rate of 3 millimeters an hour. So the sperm cell, then, has a nucleus that contains the haploid complement of the man's genome. The acrosome cap contains enzymes necessary to penetrate the egg, and the mitochondria-filled middle section powers the flagellum. The penis is the organ used for sexual intercourse. In this course, we're really only concerned with the subject of biology, so hence the definition. In reality, the penis is a lot more than this, just like the breasts are a lot more than a means of feeding babies. There are social contexts to consider involving prowess, dominance, and virility. There is sex appeal, confidence, and pride associated with a man and his penis. Even though these subjects go beyond the scope of this course, it's still worth keeping in mind why the penis is the most important part of a man, even if his female partner might not agree. And that is, the penis is vital for the genetic transference of the man to his offspring, as well as the propagation of the species as a whole, the meaning of life. The erection during sexual arousal, increased blood flow to and decreased blood flow from the penis causes the tissues within to become engorged. Activated by the parasympathetic nervous system, the man has to be relaxed enough to become erect. As the corpus cavernosa engorges, it compresses penile veins, preventing the blood from leaving. Apart from the suspensory ligaments attaching the penis to the pelvis, there are no muscles in the penis, and contrary to some people's beliefs, there is no bone in the penis either. Circumcision, the surgical removal of the foreskin. While many anti-circumcision proponents argue the foreskin is essential for the sexual health of a man, this form of genital mutilation is performed shortly after birth because one or both parents believe there is a religious significance, or a cleanliness issue, or it simply looks nicer without it, or any combination of the above. Circumcision practices in North America have declined, especially since the surgery now costs money, even in many provinces in Canada, because the National Medical Associations of North America say the practice is unnecessary.